Hey Anthony, it's a video here to detail out some of the issues we're having with the Atrcgo strategy. I have a chart here of a back test on the TF614 for basically for the entire month of May, and I believe, yeah, let's see, it pulled off 3 trades, all of them longs. So let me highlight a couple things here real quick so we can see this a little better. Okay, so we go back here to the 7th. I think the test ran from the 5th through the 30th. So if we I'm not going to pull out the data box and go over, get too detailed with this. I'll just go over some more of the obvious occurrences here. It would appear that here, let me zoom in just a bit here and look at this. Looks like we would have had a short, let's see, 3 bars back there, 1, 2, 3. So maybe on the second bar we would have had the blue lines above the red line. They're both above the this constant line here at 31.62. We're getting a signal from the ATR, a short signal from the ATR, as well as a short signal from the CGO. It's in accordance. So we should take a short here at the open of this bar. And let's see. It looks like down here on the chop meter, we get in on this at the open of this bar. The value decreases on the chop meter here on the this very next bar, so we would get out on the close of this bar once this chop meter value is has been calculated and determined to be less than the previous one. So roughly this should have been a short trade here, say at around an entry at around 11, let's see, what is that, 11:01 or 11:02, and an exit around 10:91. And as you can see, that did not occur. It looks like we had something here. This entry, the ATR's providing a long signal. We've got our blue above our red, which is above the constant value here, the 31.62. The CGO is in accordance, and I know this is probably difficult to see, but it looks like the value of our chop meter here starts here, it increases on the next bar, it decreases on this third bar, and it looks like this is where it's actually calculating on this bar, and then it looks like it actually shuts the position at the open of the next bar. I had reviewed this in with the numbers provided by the data box, and sometimes it gets out at the same, the close and the open of these two candles are the same, so there's not really an issue. Several times there was a 1 tick difference, and that that could just I suppose be considered slippage. If we move over here, I'm going to have to stretch the CGO out a little bit. It looks like we would indeed be getting a short signal here at this point. So see, the ATR finally picks up the short signal here. Your blue line's above your red line. They're both above the constant value here on, let's see, this bar. It looks like it would get out on the very next bar because the chop meter value decreases. But here on the next bar, it would get in at the open of this bar, stay in through the next bar, and then it looks like the value down here on the chop meter, the close of this bar, is when that trade would should have been closed. Scroll a little further forward here. It looks like there would have possibly been an entry, a very, very short trade here that may have lost a little bit. Again, blue above the red, they're both above the signal line. Your CGO is indicating an uptrend. However, you would have gotten out right on the very next bar as the chop meter would have decreased. This looks like maybe a textbook example here. Let's see, we get our signal right. Sorry. Let's see, right at the open here, 9:15. Your blue is above the red, they're both above the signal line. Our CGO is in accordance. Looks like we would get out on the very next bar. However, on the very next bar, we would get right back in. Again, all these conditions are met here, and we would run this for 1, 2, 3, 4 bars and get out on the close of this bar, because that is when our chop meter, the value of the chop meter bar stop increasing. And let's see, we'll move a little further forward in time here. Not seeing anything really above. Let's see what we have here. It's kind of hard to see what the CGO is doing here, so I'm just going to move forward again to some more of the obvious, stuff. This looks like a noticeable one here. Again, blue above the red, above the constant. The CGO is in accordance. Let's see, it looks like we should have taken a short here on this bar and stuck with that for 1, 2, 3, 4 bars till the close of this bar here. You can see here we had 3 bars of increasing value in the chop meter, and then on the 4th bar here it decreased in value, so we would get out on the close of that. You see our ATR is providing the short signal our kerf indicators, the conditions are being met as well. The CGO is in accordance, so that should have been a short trade. Let's see, it looks, sorry. Let's see, it looks like we have something right around in here. Again, this was looks to be a little difficult to see. We'll go with the next one here, and it looks like it picked this one up. You know, that one appears to be fine. It looks like the red line was right on the, it must have been right on the 31.62. On this bar, it entered, as best I can tell here, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars. That seemed to work just fine. Let's see, we'll go over here a little bit. This looks like a good one here. Let's see, we're getting our short signal from the ATR. See, we meet the conditions. Looks like on this, the open of this bar, and then it looks like the value of the chop meter, this is pretty noticeable here. On this second bar, it decreases in value, so we would get out at the close of this bar here. You see all of the conditions are being met. We're getting the short signal from the ATR at the open of this bar. The conditions of the kerf are being met. The CGO is in accordance, and then on the second bar here, the value of the chop meter decreases. So, as I said, we would close that short trade at the close of this bar. Let's see, that's conditions are not met here. It's hard to tell there. Looks like we have some long conditions being met here. It looks like, well, it's kind of hard to tell here, but there could have possibly been a long here. Again, I don't want to pull out the data box and go over this. I think you're probably getting the gist of this. Let's see if I can't find a maybe another short position. Let's see here. Not a very good example, but nonetheless, this one actually might have turned out as a loser. ATR is providing a short. The kerf conditions are met. The CGO is in accordance. We'd get in on this bar and get out at the close of the next one, and that would have probably provided a small loss. And it looks like we're just getting a lot of chop here. Nothing really there. Let's see. It looks like here again ATR is providing a signal for a short at the open of this bar. The conditions are met by the kerf. CGO is in accordance, and it looks like we would get in on this first bar and the chop meter decreases in value on the second bar there. So we would get out at the close of this second bar. I hope this provides some insight for you, and if you need any other information, just let me know. All right, thanks.